And that's the whole point.
Richland, you gotta lower your speakers, Richland.
How could you gay bash, be one of the most gay bashing bishops in the South, but then have this come out? That's the crazy part about it.
I don't know. When you talk, it sounds like there's some sort of like feedback going through your shit. I don't know.
Hold on. How that shit sound now?
It sounds like you're coming from a satellite.
Yeah, it goes.
I'm caught telling you.
Behind every word you say, every time you talk, it makes this noise. It goes. Behind every word you say. No, I'm being serious though. That's what the sound is making.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on for a minute, man.
See, it's that.
Hey, that jump was perfectly in sync too, cuz.
Hey, yo, how that shit sound now?
Better, much better.
That's way better.
All right, listen. Let me tell you an example from a nigga like my point of view, right? Now you had is I'm a ex nigga from the streets, whatever, going to church, looking for some type of, you know what I mean, some type of God dream for a pastor to lead me in the right direction, right? You know what I mean? Now here it is, I'm like, fuck, man, I can't get a job because my criminal record. Like, man, fuck, the streets don't want me no more, so now I'm in church confiding in this pastor to lead me to God, right? Now all of a sudden, my motherfucking pastor pop up on TV with Speedos on, tight-ass boxer shorts, like where he been sending pictures to niggas and bad niggas' cars and shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna fuck a real nigga head up. That's gonna fuck the whole movement up. So even if he would have came on and said, guess what? Okay, now that I got caught, I'm gay, I love little boys, and I've been doing trade. I've been buying them shit, you know, in return for little sexual favors or whatever. Nigga, that's gonna fuck the whole movement up. Niggas just gonna be like, fuck church, man. Like, fuck everything.
Y'all want me to tell y'all y'all want me to tell y'all how that sermon should have went? This is how that sermon should have went that last Sunday.
Hey, let's find the echo. Wait up, someone gotta go and push the talk.
Yeah, cause I'm on push. There we go. You know, somebody needs to let their shit go.
Still there.
My man, I was just talking
Still there, hold
about
up.
real nigga going to church and shit. Like, you said you was a street nigga and shit, right? You ain't gotta go to church to change your life or none of that, nigga. If you feel me, you doing your thing, nigga. God know what you going through. You talk to that man every night or every other night, feel me? You ain't
I ain't talking about
me,
me, homie. I'm talking about the niggas that go to church looking like, I'm talking about the niggas that can't, they get overwhelmed with society.
Wait a minute. One minute, Rich, man, not to interrupt you.
Somebody
ban Larique Baby. That's her that's not on Push to Talk. Please. She's fucking up the whole shit. Larique Baby, thank you. There we go.
You know what I'm saying? R-Star, I ain't talking about me, homie. Like, I'm talking about motherfuckers that get so fed up with streets and, you know what I mean, get overwhelmed with shit and be like, man, I'm gonna go to church. Fuck it. Church is the right way. Then they start following the movement for like 6 months to a year. Then all of a sudden, boom. You know what I mean? Some old scandalous shit come up. That fuck a whole nigga perspective.
Okay, let me say this.
That's horrible. God don't want your religion. He wants your relationship, and that's what people fall short out of.
Thank you. That's the thing. Your religion is your personal relationship with God. Nowhere in that Bible does it say you have to put your belief in this man and believe what he says, because he's preaching the same word from the same book that you have sitting on your kitchen counter or in your living room, on the dining room table, or wherever it is in your house. He has the exact same book, and you have the same knowledge he has. And that's
well,
what
hold on. No, that's not
that.
true. Let's flip it. Let's flip it and get technical, right? Now, God appointed priests to be able to take his message and break it down so that the humans, so that civilization can interpret in a better way. You know what I mean? Because some people don't have that one-on-one connect. You can put a Bible in front of a motherfucker any day of the week, right? But if he don't know how to interpret the books of the Bible and take the parables and utilize them in his life, then it's just going to be a book. He's just going to be reading words and start daydreaming while he's reading the words. That's where the priest comes in.
Yo, Cartel, hold up. Yo, but Cat, how should the speech have went though? What you saying?
This is how that speech should have went. Dear congregation, I am here today as the Honorable Bishop Eddie Long to talk to you about this revelation. I am shocked and I am appalled about what has happened in these words that have been cast upon me by these demons. I can't believe that anyone would tell me that I like the smell of little young boys' booty holes. Now, I will say this, church. Don't you ever, long as you goddamn breathe, think for 1 minute that your son is safe around me. Because I will get that booty, and then he should have snapped his fingers, and then it should have came on, doo-doo brown, doo-doo brown, doo-doo brown. He should have just dropped down in the splint, took that lace front S-curl off that he had, and had a motherfucking ball. And that would have been the shit. Trust me. If he would have did that, then everybody would be like, you know what, this nigga real as hell. At least he admitted the shit. And then that would have happened. That's all he had to do.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
It
It was better than that sexual chocolate shit he pulled off where he dropped the microphone and walked off with his goddamn iPad like he said some shit. That nigga
Make sure
dropped the
everybody's
mic
logged in the right way.
That nigga dropped the mic like, what'd he say? What'd he say? He said, yeah, David had it sitting there watching Brokeback Mountain smelling your motherfucking cologne, you nasty sick son of a bitch.
And the thing about it is,
touched in them though? Did he say he touched any of them? Like, is
yes,
one of
the
them
boy
playing
said
foul?
yes, he had sex with him. That's what he said. And his main thing was he's willing to forgive him for that, you know, in the eyes of God, but he can't continue to do this to people because he's over it. But what he's saying is he's going to continue this vicious cycle of doing these boys like this. And he's saying because of what I went through, I'll be damned if I let another little boy go through it. And
Well,
the problem with the lawsuit was he tried to talk to him about it. He called the bishop and tried to have a conversation with him behind closed doors. And he said Bishop basically from what I read from the legal documents was he approached the bishop and had a conversation with him pertaining to, you know, whatever you did to me, please don't do this to anyone else. And the bishop basically told him, fuck you. Long story short. That's what he said basically what he said basically, well, if it's fuck me, then it's about to be fuck you, and I'm about to put it out there.
That's crazy, man. I understand like a Tiger Woods thing. How can you be a multi-millionaire, billionaire bishop and what's the boy thing? The little boy thing about? I don't get
A lot of them are homosexuals, man.
Not the homosexual. No, forget about homosexual. Little boys. What's that about?
That's still homosexual, nigga. What the fuck you mean?
But it's worse being
But
little
get a
kids.
man,
I would
though.
put it this
Man.
way. It wouldn't have
But
been
a
as
lot of
bad
them
if it would have. Wait a
are,
minute,
man.
Richland. But it wouldn't have been as bad if it was grown ass men he was fucking with.
Man,
The
it
fact
still
that
would
it
have
was
been
little
bad.
boys
This is
is
a
worse.
person that leads God's people, nigga. What the fuck you mean?
but but I don't understand how these niggas used to be gay, or they're not gay anymore, or whatever the fuck it was. He turned them into, they ain't no used to be, or I'm not gay, and all that other shit. Once you have them feelings, that's it.
It's point blank like
Focus,
this.
man.
Like
Gay,
like
man.
this.
It's
Them niggas seen
pedophile
that
shit.
money.
Ain't no fucking gay shit. It's
Them
beyond gay
niggas seen
shit.
that money
Some pedophile.
and say, this nigga just bought me a 550 Mercedes and he want me to suck his dick. Fuck it. Them niggas ain't, it wasn't even about being homosexual. Cause
I don't
that
give a
shit was
fuck.
behind closed doors. Like, you gotta think about it. They did
You're
this shit
15
under
and
the
16, man, and a grown man come to you, man. That's a whole nother thing.
Well, it's not about the grown man coming to him. It's about the person that took them in originally and said, listen, wait a minute. Let me say. He told them, call me daddy. I'm your father now. You don't have a father. I'll be your father. He came and got them. He took them shopping. He helped them with schoolwork. He helped them get jobs. He helped them do shit that a real father does. But then turn around and says, well, look, I've done this for you. So in the eyes of God, you need to do this for me. That's the problem.
and slipped his dick in.
Yeah, so that's...
But I don't care how old you are, though. These niggas was 14, 15 years old. They knew, you know what I'm saying? Come on, dog.
Them niggas knew right from wrong. They could have burnt his ass like they do now. Like, I mean, they knew right from wrong.
What happened was the money stopped, the car stopped, the help for the family and all that shit stopped. So they said, I'm gonna out your ass. Which, you know what I mean? I could dig it. But that nigga is nasty, though. He's an old-ass nigga fucking around with 14-year-old boys and all this shit. That's out of pocket.
Man, they should have found his ass slumped over behind the altar. Point blank. Nigga should have
That's the
came
same
up in
type
that
of people
bitch.
that will burn in.
That's why, did y'all see how his congregation still stood by his side and was clapping and all that shit,
gonna
them
stand
motherfuckers be
behind
brainwashed. They be brainwashed.
Focus. Just try to lower your mic a little
These
bit.
preachers and shit, they be brainwashing the fuck out of them.
Focus. Focus. Try to lower your mic a little bit.
Hey, look, they gonna stand behind them, bro, because it's multi. You know how many millions niggas probably got invested in that church? Like, you know what I mean? Church being ran, nigga, like a local neighborhood crack house. You file your taxes at the end of the year. You donate money. You get a motherfucking W-2 form back for your taxes. Niggas can hide money in church. Like, if you running a business on the street, nigga, you trying to duck the IRS, you can hide that shit in church, nigga. Like, donate some shit, and that shit never come back around, nigga. Like, niggas running that shit like a real crack house right now.
But church is good because, like, you know, niggas spend thousands of dollars in hotels and strip clubs, on drugs, on crack, on heroin. So if you can spend your money on that, you can spend your money going someplace that can kind of make your spirit feel good. But when you get a nigga who's taking them money and does that shit, that just breaks your whole spirit down, like 25,000, 30,000 people. You know what I'm saying? That's like.
But you know what? At the end of the day, he gonna say,
crazy,
"I'm a sinner, just like y'all sinners." And if Jesus can forgive a murderer and a thief on the cross next to him, then y'all supposed to forgive me. That's gonna be.
But he didn't say that though. He didn't say all that shit. Niggas in denial, man.
He gonna eventually say.
But watch, in a few weeks, yeah, he gonna come on and say that shit.
I mean,
niggas
that's the
gonna
thing.
say,
If
oh, he
y'all
got freckles
paid
on his
attention-
nuts, like that little boy said Michael Jackson had, and they found evidence that he do. Oh, he gonna be caught red-handed then.
That's what I say, but you have to think about it. He never denied it during that whole sermon. He never denied it. He said he was going to fight. He didn't say he was going to deny it. So that's what you have to pay attention to, wording. You always pay attention to wording. He's not going to deny it, because if it comes out and it's true, because I'm sure at some point his nasty ass videotaped something. And I'm probably 100% sure he videoed, no, I'm pretty sure there's a videotape of him having sex with them boys. And I'm probably 1,000% sure there is. If he was that nasty and that trifling, he's that narcissistic to videotape that shit.
But this should be a wake-up call to the black church.